Hey, what's up guys, Dmitry Bonder here. In today's video we are gonna learn how to track money and investments in one amazing spreadsheet template. So we can be a kind of HBIC, the head boss in charge. What's up? I'll teach you how to make a budget template that will automatically be changing based on what you enter. And you will be able to see how much money you have left in each category, and you can choose different months and year in your drop-down list. And the best part of this video, you can learn how to do it in less than 10 minutes. So let's get started. We track everything. We track how many miles we were on, how many calories we need, how many likes we get. That's stupid. At least my life depends on it. But for some reason we never track our money, where it goes. Moreover, it's very difficult to track our investments if we put them into different brokerages platforms. So I've made a spreadsheet that I've got ahead forever that I want to share with you guys. To be honest, I checked and tested at least 12 different applications that could be downloaded from App Store. But the problem, you have to be fully connected to the phone. And if you want to export all the data from this app to analyze to your PC or laptop, you will have not very good results. Moreover, all templates I tested don't have any ways to track investments and asset allocation if you have this investment on a different brokerage platforms. So I made this template for me and my family, and I can see all income I have, expenses, investments like dividend stocks, growth stocks, cryptocurrency, and all in one place. So my template's divided in several sheets, and to get a better idea how all this works, you have to check carefully step by step what I'm doing. So how it works? First of all, what we need to see at the end of this work every month or every quarter, it doesn't matter how often you will be doing this. We want to see this type of table where we can easily identify our income and our expenses. We also have year, we also have months from 12. We can easily make any decisions based on this data. So first of all, it doesn't matter how many accounts in different banks you have. Every account you will have should be in a different separate sheet. That's very important. I will explain you later why it's so important. So in my case, for instance, I have Wells Fargo checking, Wells Fargo credit account, Amazon credit card, Apple credit card, and for instance PayPal. I also have investment tab. I will show you later how it works. So what you need to do, first of all, you have to go to your bank and download in an Excel format any data they provide you. You have to make several different tabs for each of your account. When you will get all this information every tab, it will go to aggregate tank, and from aggregate tank it will go to expenses, so you will have all this data. Now let me dive into every tab. So we have account, we have year, we have months, data, currency, budget line, amount, and original note that you put. All this information could be easy copied, so this part in yellow will be copied every time when you have a new line of data. And you can see that we use formula year, we use formula months, we use currency as a USD, and we use a budget line. Now, one very important point. I don't want to spend several hours trying to identify what is it? Is it, for instance, a toll roads payments, or it's a utility, or it's a kids education, something like this. For this and only for this, I made a different tab that I called classification of expenses. That's very basic table, only two columns, and one column is an explanation and another column is a type of these expenses. So for instance, if you're visiting 7-Eleven every time and in your bank statement or in your Excel that you download from the bank, you will see 7-Eleven, you should put just one time that it's about gas, that you visited 7-Eleven gas station and it's a gas. So you can delete everything that is not related, but you have to find one identificator, account of word that Excel will be looking for to classify, to choose a different type of expenses. So I have all these expenses in this table. And every time when I put new piece of information, this formula, you can download this sheet. Every time when I put a new piece of information, I'm just copying this cell down and down and down, and I don't spend all my valuable time to put classification of these expenses. This is very basic formula. It calls lookup, and what this formula is doing, it just looking for word Coinbase, for instance, or it could be City of Austin, doesn't matter. And if this word is found from this column, it immediately gives me a reply that this type of expenses, for instance, it's transfer, or it's a PayPal, or it's utility gas. So you need this classification later to build your main, one of the most important table, or one of the most important tab that I already showed you. And so basically all this information go in this tab. All other information, they are fully automated. Data, amount, you just put this part from your bank and automatically just take any line and just make a copy every time like this. So you have to do the same for every bank statement, for every piece of data you receive from your bank. That's pretty basic. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in comments, I will help you. When every 5 accounts I have are done, the next very important part of this template, it's aggregated tank. So what is aggregated tank? You have to take all pieces of information, all different accounts, and to put in one sandbox, in one aggregated tank. And from this aggregated tank, it's just a formula, so nothing complicated. It's also checking for error, it's checking for lookup, classify what period of time we're working with, what is the amount. So we have a different period of time, we need to put everything in order. And you see that we are taking date and months, and we make unique identifier for each line. So it works in the same way like previous steps. You just put information in this step, and after that you are just copy one line of information, and basically will be doing the rest of job instead of you. We have several unique identifiers like period of time, it's just a sum of date and months. You also have if you have a different currency and you need exchange, you will have a chance to make an exchange because there is a currency identifier. For instance, for USD is a 1. And that's it. And what is also very helpful for me, that from this you can check any type of expenses you have in one place. For instance, you may have a bank fee on different accounts, on a Wells Fargo credit account, and for instance you also paying bank fee when you're doing operations or transactions on your checking account. So you will see immediately in one place. So aggregated tank is a kind of middleman between all your accounts and a final expense types sheet we should build. And now when we are done with our aggregated tank tab, we can move further and build our most important tab, expenses. And to build this, we have to identify what type of income we have. In my case, it could be dividends, it could be W2, it could be some kind of tax credit, for instance, for kids that I received in 2021. It could be some kind of non-taxable income that you want to mention, and for instance eBay sales or refund. What is also important, that if you have all this information in order, it's very easy to file taxes. What you need just to go to this tab and see how many type of income you have in the previous year, and you can easily give all this information to your accountant. Every family have a different expenses. I decided to make such expenses as a home related, utilities, food and groceries, kids, departmental, banking, finance, insurance, for instance, medical and health, miscellaneous, everything that you cannot put in other categories, entertainment, car or auto related, fitness and beauty, and and PC and apps. You can do whatever you want. You can just have to rename every line, and that's pretty basic. And now how classification works, how you will get all these numbers. Do you remember that I told you that it's highly important to make classification of your expenses? For instance, in my case, it could be kids education. So I have a lot of different lines with activity like kids education. Look at this. I have to copy this name from this Excel sheet to this one. For instance, right there. Kids education. Look at this. If I'm deleting all information I got, if I put this information back, so it automatically gather all information from all lines of aggregated tank. And the formula for this is just sum ifs formula. So it sums up all information, all lines that has kids education or whatever, kid things or kids activity, identifier at the line of type. So that's how it works. And now the second part, investments, how to track investments. I check a lot of different templates to track investments. The problem that you will meet that if you have several brokerages accounts, for instance on Webull or Robinhood or Fundrise or wherever you have to build one sheet with all this information, all this data in one place. So let me show how I completed this task. To have all this information in one place, I've built this template. So first of all, you have to decide how often you would like to update investment tab. You will have the first cell, it's called a last update, and you can put the information when the last update was done. You also have for different brokerages accounts a line that I call positions. So what is the value of your positions? How many cash you have in a brokerage, in specific brokerage account? How much money you invested? And if you deduct your position from invested, you will have what is the gain. So that's a basic 5 lines that you have completed every week or every month. It doesn't matter how often you want to update it. Then you have to put all brokerage account that you have. Webull, M1 Finance, Betterment, Taxable, Betterment IRA, TD Ameritrade, BlockFi, Coinbase, doesn't matter. You can also put any cryptocurrency assets you have. And now how it works, you just put ticker or symbol of a share that you bought and a quantity. That's very important, so be very careful. You don't put any value of this stock, you just put ticker and quantity. In case of another brokerage, you also may have Apple, but the quantity could be different. For instance, in case of M1 Finance, I have just less than one share. Actually, it's like a 0.05 share of Apple. And I also may have Apple share in other brokerage accounts. So you have put all this information for every brokerage account, and then when you finish with it, you will have one table with all the data in one place. And now you will have all the information in one place where you will see all your stocks, all your assets, all your bonds, whatever you bought in one table. How it works? There is a ticker. You can just put all tickers in one place, and you can use a filter from A to Z, and you will have all the position in this column. On this button, stocks, you will have a formula that automatically will be downloaded from Excel and from their server. So you will have Apple ticker explanation that it's an Apple ticker, and based on that they automatically give you a price for. So when you just click on the stock, you will choose price, and you will have a price of Apple stock for this specific day. What you need to do after that, you have just multiply quantity and a price, and you will have a total value of Apple stocks in your portfolio. And you may ask me how to count how many stocks I have on a different brokerage accounts. That's why I really love SumIF formula, and it works pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Let me know if it's complicated for you. I will show you in my template. So it's just adding, it's just checking if there is an Apple sticker in each of these columns and sum up every line with this sticker. So basically checking, okay, if it's an Apple sticker and what is the quantity of these specific stocks, and just adding from different lines. So you just have to build this formula one time and it will be adding all the stocks. So that's very easy but very powerful template to track all your stocks in your portfolio from any brokerage accounts. And I may see, for instance, how many stocks I have, how many crypto I have, how many money I have on in RAT, on Fundrise, any other accounts, how many cash I have in the brokerage accounts, and what is my total. I also can identify the share of different assets in my portfolio. And I also can easily check what is the weight of specific stock in my portfolio. So it calls asset allocation. And based on this information, I can make any other decisions. For instance, should I decrease or increase McDonald's stock or Apple, or should I buy something else? Or for instance, is it really risky to buy any portion of, let's say, Disney or something like this? So that's how it works. Thank you guys for watching. I try to show how I track all my expenses, all my income and my investments in one portfolio. I hope you like it. If you have any information, just hit me in comments and I'll help you. See you. Bye.